Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a battle against Erick. And as you can see, he has a pretty interesting team there, which should make for another good match. So we're going to get right into it. So, looking at the team preview, I was thinking he might want to lead with either the Hippowdon or the Lycanroc, so I decided to lead with my Blastoise Leonardo, as it seems to be a pretty good counter for most of his team. Definitely looks like some sort of sand team here, as he actually ends up leading with the Nihilego instead. So, I am just going to go straight for the Mega Evolution here into Mega Blastoise. And I am max HP, so I know I should be able to take any attack he throws at me. He actually ends up going for the Thunderbolt straight away, so that is going to take me down by a little over half, as I am going to fire off a Scald in return, knowing it would hit anything on his team pretty hard. It takes him down to about a quarter health, and I do get the burn, which was pretty nice. So he is going to take some damage from that burn, then dropping him into the red. So this turn he is going to go for the switch. I'm guessing he was predicting a switch on my side. He might be choice itemed, so he decides to go into the Hippowdon, and the Sandstream is going to activate to create a Sandstorm on the battlefield. I actually switched myself, hoping he would go for another Thunderbolt directly into my Electivire, trying to get my Motor Drive activated. So that was a pretty nice read on his part, actually, as I am going to take some damage from the sand. So this turn I am just going to go for the Ice Punch, trying to get as much damage as possible. That does take this thing down to about a quarter health with a critical hit, which was nice. I do take some Life Orb recoil damage as he just decides to go for the Stealth Rock to get the entry hazard set up on me. And then I am going to take some more damage from the sand. So this turn he is going to go for the switch, doesn't want to get taken out with another Ice Punch, wants to be able to set the sand back up later if need be, so he is going to switch in with the Steelix, as I actually decided to go for the Earthquake just in case he decided to switch. So that is going to take this thing down by a little less than half. This thing is very physically defensive, even though I am max physical attack. So I'm going to take more damage from the Life Orb and the sand here. And this turn I am going to go for the switch. I know I'm not going to take this thing out with another attack, and I want to save Electivire, so I am going to go directly into my Wheezing Cancer and take some damage from the rocks as he goes for the Mega Evolution into Mega Steelix. And he actually makes another nice play here, predicts my switch, and goes for the Heavy Slam rather than a ground move, which I was hoping he would go for. Luckily, I do survive that in the red with 19 health. I do take more damage from the sand, but then regain that health right back with the Black Sludge. This turn, fortunately, I do outspeed him, and I am just going to go straight for a Flamethrower, and luckily that is going to be enough to finish off the Steelix and drop him down to 5 Pokemon, as I do take more damage from the sand and then regain the health right back with the Black Sludge once again. So this turn he is going to come in with Nihilego, and there is no point in me switching at this point since my health is so low, so I'm just going to stay in here. He does outspeed me. He just goes for the Power Gem, which is of course going to finish my Wheezing off, dropping me to 5 Pokemon and activating his Beast Boost to give him a special attack increase, and he is going to take more damage from the burn there. But that is okay. I'm just going to switch in with my Registeel Iron Man, and I'm going to take some damage from the rocks, but I'm pretty confident this thing is Choice Scarfed or Specs, so it does want to switch out here, and indeed he does switch out into the Celesteela, and I'm just going to take this opportunity to set up my Stealth Rock on his side of the field as well. And then I'm going to regain my health with the Leftovers. So this turn I am going to go for the switch. I really don't have much to do to this thing with the Registeel, so I'm going to come back in with my Blastoise basically as fodder. I am going to take some damage from the rocks, and he does go for the Leech Seed actually, so he's going to get that set up. That is going to be it for the sand, but then I am going to lose some of my health to the Leech Seed. So this turn he is going to go for a Protect just to go ahead and stall out another turn of damage from the Leech Seed. I just tried to go for a Scald again, so not going to do anything there. And then after the Leech Seed, I am just barely going to survive with 15 health in the red. So fortunately for me, I actually do outspeed this thing this turn. I am just going to fire off a Scald, trying to get as much damage as possible. It does take him down by about a third, and I do get the burn, which was nice once again on my side, as he is just going to go for a Heavy Slam in return, which is going to be more than enough to finish off my Blastoise and drop me down to 4 Pokemon. and also activate his Beast Boost to give him an attack increase. And then he is going to regain some health with the leftovers and take some damage from the burn. So then I am going to come back in with my Electivire, the Yeti, and I am going to take some more damage from the rocks, leaving me at about half health. He is going to go for the switch here, directly back into his Hippowdon, probably predicting the electric move on my side. So he is going to take some damage from the rocks, and the Sandstream is going to once again activate to set up the Sandstorm. I did actually go for the Fire Punch, though, just in case he decided to switch. Unfortunately, is not quite enough to take this thing out, as I am going to take more damage from the Life Orb and the Sand. So he is actually going to double switch me this turn, wanting to keep his Hippowdon around for later. So he is going to come back in with his Celesteela, take some damage from the rocks, as I did go for the Earthquake, so unfortunately not going to do anything there. And then I am going to take another turn of sand damage, as he is going to regain some health with the leftovers and take some damage from the burn. So I am going to go for the switch once again here. I don't want to take an attack from this thing. I do want to try and conserve my Electivire, so I'm going to come back in with my Registeel, as he actually goes for the Earthquake straight away this turn, but luckily he is burned and I am max HP, so that is not going to do much of anything to me there. So he is going to regain more health with the leftovers once again, as I am also going to regain some health with the leftovers, and then he's going to take more damage from the burn, leaving him at about half health. So this turn he is going to go for the Leech Seed, and he is going to land that once again on my Registeel, as I am going to go for a Rock Slide in return, trying to get as much damage as I can. That is going to take him down to about a quarter, which was not too bad. So we are going to both regain more health from our leftovers, and then he is going to take some of my health away with the Leech Seed this turn, unfortunately, which is going to put him back up to about half, but then he is going to take the burn damage once again. So this turn I am going to go for the switch, predicting a Protect on his side. I don't want him to regain too much more health with the Leech Seed, so I'm going to come in with my Noivern here, but he actually anticipates my switch here and goes for the Leech Seed once again to get that set up on my Noivern this time, which was pretty unfortunate. I'm going to take some damage from the Sand. He does regain health with the leftovers, and then he is going to take some more of my health with the Leech Seed, and then, of course, take some more damage from the burn. So he is regaining health a little bit faster than he is losing it here, which is unfortunate for me. He is going to go for the Protect this turn, actually, as I do go for the Flamethrower, so not going to do anything there. And I'm going to take another turn of sand damage. He is going to get another turn of leftovers recovery and Leech Seed damage to me and recovery to him. And then, of course, the burn damage once more. So that is going to leave him at about 3/4 health now, which is not good for me. So this turn I am going to go for the switch once again. I'm kind of predicting a switch on his side, so I am going to switch in with my Registeel once again and take some damage from the rocks, as he does go for the switch directly into his Lycanroc, which is what I wanted. So he's going to take some damage from the rocks as well, and then I'm going to regain some health with the leftovers. So he is going to go for the switch here. Probably not much he can do to me with the Lycanroc. So he's going to come in with the Garchomp and take some damage from the rocks, as I am going to go for the Iron Head here just to get damage on whatever he left in. That does take him down by about 1/3, which was not too bad. That is going to be it for the Sand, and I am going to regain even more health with the leftovers. So I am going to go for the switch here. I don't want to take an attack from this thing with the Registeel, so I'm going to switch in with my Kecleon here, basically as fodder, not looking too useful against the rest of his team. He goes for the Dragon Claw, and I actually do survive that with 1 HP, which was insane. I was not expecting that. So that is going to force him to switch out this turn. He doesn't want to take an attack from me, so he's going to switch in with the Hippowdon as fodder, because he is going to go down to the rocks. That is good for me, because that is not going to allow him to set up the Sandstream again, as I do go for the Fake Out, nobody to hit. So that is going to take him to 4 Pokemon. And then he is going to come back in with the Lycanroc and take some more damage from the rocks. And I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch here, but it actually does fail because he goes for the Swords Dance instead. Not sure if he was predicting that or if he just didn't think I had a good move for him, but either way, that is going to give him a sharp attack increase. Not good at all for me. This turn, he is going to go for the Rock, which is more than enough to finish off my Kecleon, dropping me to 3 Pokemon. So then I'm going to come back in with Registeel and take some more damage from the rocks. This turn he is going to go for the Brick Break, hoping to take me out. Luckily for me, I do survive that in the red with 10 health. Go for the Iron Head in return, and that is going to be enough to take out the Lycanroc and drop him down to 3 Pokemon, as well as I am going to regain some more health with the leftovers. So then he is going to come back in with Garchomp, and he is going to take some damage from the rocks once again. And of course he is going to outspeed me here. He is just going to go for a Dragon Claw in case I decided to switch. It is going to be more than enough to finish off my Registeel, dropping me down to just 2 Pokemon. But that is okay. I am just going to switch back in with my Noivern, and I am just barely going to survive the Stealth Rock damage with 21 health in the red, and that is going to force him to go for a switch once again directly into his Celesteela, and he is going to take some damage from the rocks here as I just decided to go for a Draco Meteor, trying to get as much damage as I could on whatever he left in. So that is going to knock him all the way down into the red, but he does survive. It is, of course, going to partially lower my special attack as well. And then he is going to regain some health with the leftovers and take more damage from the burn. Not really going to matter, though, because I am choice spexed, so I am just going to go for the Draco Meteor yet again, and it is going to be more than enough to finish off the Celesteela, despite the special attack drop with a critical hit. I do actually get another special attack drop from that, but more than worth it to get rid of the Celesteela, dropping him down to just 2 Pokemon. So then he is going to come back in with the Nihilego. I'm guessing he was hoping to survive the Stealth Rock damage on the switch-in, but luckily for me, he does not. That does finish off the Nihilego, dropping him down to just 1 Pokemon. So finally, he is going to come back in with the Garchomp and take more damage from the rocks. And luckily for me, I do actually outspeed this thing, which shows me that it is not Choice Scarf, which was what I was afraid of. So I'm just going to go for one more Draco Meteor. It is going to be enough to finish off the Garchomp, and that is game. So I won that one 2-0 against Eric, but that was a great game. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.